of us have the same story, no matter if you're from France, Canada. What's the similar story? Similar story is, right? The similar story is your parents try to push you away after you tell them what you see, right? After you have your awakening, or they try to control the awakening. That's really what it comes down with. They try to control your awakening. They want to control it by manipulating, by doing some sadistic thing, right? Most of us have had sadistic instances. I've already shared my story, and it's kind of sick, right? Where you've kind of had this whole view on people that you've known majority of your life, and it's like overnight I wouldn't say they've changed. I just say that they were given permission to show themselves. No, they haven't shown their teeth. They've shown that they have teeth, right? But what I've come to understand in my spiritual walk is that our teeth, proverbial, right, metaphorical, right, figuratively, right, it's larger than theirs. That's why they have so many of them around us, because whatever they possessed is not on the magnitude of what we possess. And that's why they have to constantly be controlled and manipulated around us, as we have this BMW who I've been watching since he parked, the 7 Series, coming to my left now. You see him right there? About 5 and below. Bang. So yeah, like I was telling you, so when they have, when we have these sadistic instances, it really comes back to your family. That's why I say it starts in the home. They have a lot of these references and phrases that are sadistic that you have to look back and see. And so when you realize that it does start in the home, that's the programming. The programming starts in the home. The conditioning, the attempt to, they make this MK Ultra reference, but it's something that everyone's aware of because it's something everyone goes through. There's just levels. Sex beta kit and all this. That's why you see these. If you look, the average woman on Instagram is promoting the same sadistic thing that Cardi B and all these other girls are promoting. So they're not ill towards. That's why they support it. That's why they take so much time in going to bat for these people who they don't know, because they're not necessarily going to bat for the individual, it's the cause. So it's like if like when I played Howard High, right? Went to Howard High, graduated 2008. Football team. You're not, yes, you go for individual people, but it's the team. It's the overall objective, right? So I've had people on my team that I didn't like, but we won games. Overall, why? Because it was the overall objective. And that's how these people, they may not like each other. I've seen these people get in accidents around me, just trying to follow me. 3-car piles up around me. I've seen a lot of shit, right? So they don't like each other, right? But they have to come together for the cause. And I'm not for the cause. Thank you, Satan, for, letting me know I'm right again, you bitch nigga. So, like I said, they have to go for the cause, and we're not for the cause. I'm not bending over. I have my manhood. I'm not losing my manhood. I'll die on my feet. I say 1,000 times. I die on my feet before I die on my knees. The only time I die on my knees is if I'm praying. Okay? And I understand that's Masonic in itself, because you don't have to bow to the Most High to reverence him. We're reverencing in our creation. So, like I said, man, when you realize that these people are a gimmick, man, you know what really gets me? These Caucasians. Not all of them, but it's just the ones that, you know what I mean? It's just the ones, It's just the ones. And, like I said, I know that Caucasians go through this, but we are different. Our bloodline is different. So can you really... It's complex. Because really, if you really want to break it down, if you really want to take it there, there's no such thing as black people. These so-called black people are created as well. There's only an indigenous, there's no race. There's only one race, human race, and then you have the other. So race is not color specific. Black is not a color. I mean, black is a color, not a race. That's why so-called blacks will never get the reparations, because what are you identifying as? You don't have as a color? What is your race? What is your lineage? And black people are broken down in so many facets that you understand? And so they know that. And they know that so-called blacks, like that's what Andre 3000 had said, you drink wine, but you don't know the grapes and region in which they come from. Niggas will brag about but don't know where it comes from. But getting back to these so-called whites, is my complexity with these is the fact that they know the true history and they live the lie. Now, this doesn't apply for us who are especially going through this, but this guy right here, he lives the lie. He knows that I'm a Jew. He knows there's no white Jews. He knows I'm Jew. I'm not Jewish. I'm the only Jew around here. I may be the only fucking soul with a motherfucker with a soul around. Well, that's a sadistic connection to the Creator, the Most High around here as well. You understand? So he knows. But the fact is that's a part of the, see, you understand that there's multiple groups in this facet, right? Black people have to keep their mouth quiet. The whites have to keep their mouth quiet. The Asians have to keep their mouth quiet. But they collectively keep themselves quiet, right? You see how this guy says foot on the brake. He's listening. He's learning. They collectively have to be quiet about the sadistic structure, right? Which the demiurge, that they're overlords that control them. Don't tell them they believe in reptilians. They know reptilians exist. I'm still trying to grasp the fact that people are comfortable with just throwing this term out here. I mean, I've been studying for 5 years, so I'm no new to this. They've been overt for 5 years. You understand? So they've been overt with their actions in 5 years. So in 5 years, I've been studying. So what I can tell you is they're aware. Okay, there's no reason why every girl on Instagram is putting up a Masonic symbol. You can't rock and roll that much, bitch. Okay, you can't even play a fucking instrument, let alone hold a tone. But every other picture is a rock and roll. What the fuck you rocking to, bitch? You know what I mean? What the fuck you know what I mean? So like I said, what you really had, like, you know what I'm saying? And I've seen my own family. Like my brothers are alphas. I got Kappas and I got, Masons in my family. And I used to champion. I used to think that was a good thing. I used to celebrate that. I thought that was an achievement in so-called Black history. It's not. It's witchcraft. It's demonology. It's playing with spirits. It's not a good thing. And so when you you guys hear some of my history, like this white guy right here, I just want to make him feel uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? My purpose for me being over here is knowing that he's uncomfortable. That knowing that he assumed that it was just going to be me passing by and leaving. He never knew. And that's why I can tell you that they can't control things. They don't. This synchronicity is fake. The synchronicity is fake because if you were able to synchronize, they would have clearly had someone on both sides parked where I could never park next to him. Okay? Now look at the guy leaving with his foot off the brake right there. Right? Now, we've been recording him. The phone's been in his direction the whole time. So like I said, if they were able to synchronize with me, then they would have had the car parked on both sides to where I could never approach this gentleman. They don't care about him. Neither did they think about it because they cannot synchronize with me. They can only watch me. And I know I'm being watched. And I don't care because I keep a loaded shotgun. Well, let me not say all that. But you guys know. Well, I can say that. You guys know I keep my shotguns with me. I have my multiple weapons. I don't leave my house without them. I don't think these guys know. They don't tell them. Actually, they don't, because you guys heard that story I referenced, right? And I shouldn't say loaded, but you know what I mean. I abide by the laws of Maryland rules. But what I'm telling you is, if you look at that story when I was driving for Lyft and I had the one guy who thought he was a gangster, right? And he didn't want to get out the car. Or he acted like he was fake asleep. So I got out the car and I tapped him on the shoulder. I was like, it's time to go. Right? So you hear him, right? He was trying to escalate the situation, but I'm in full control because I know he's controlled. I know this is a gimmick. I know that you wouldn't be doing this if you weren't controlled. Like nobody, you feel me? You wouldn't be doing this. Nobody does this to me unless they have permission to do this because it's never been done to me. And when I figured out why, it was because you had permission. Because nobody's fucking with me. I beat the shit out of niggas. Hands down. I beat the shit out of some of these perps on my life. I'd die right now if I ain't knocked one of these little trolls out like this white guy. And he wasn't white. He was black. We don't get kudo points for white. We don't get cool points for knocking white people out. It's not cool. No offense, but you guys are kind of, you know what I mean? One-headed quitter with you guys. Especially you over here. You're laying down, buddy. You're going night-night. You ever been night-night, nigga? I wouldn't even feel right beating your ass, white man. I really wouldn't. It would be bad. It would be terrible. It just wouldn't be fair. It just wouldn't, man. But anyway, I'm going to close this video by saying take control. I don't know when I upload this. I think this was today, the 22nd. I may upload this today or maybe a couple of days. I try to get a lot of things occurring in one sequence so I can upload them over time so you can see the patterns. So that's why I feel like, a lot of people can relate to me being real because it's not whether or not it's going on. We're in a fight for finding who's real and who's not because there's a lot of fake targets out here. I don't know who would lie about going through what we're going through, but we're finding that in this alleged community, which is not real. But you're finding that there's a lot of people just coming on here just crying and they're lying and they got fake and they're gaslighting the shit out of people. You know what I mean? In their comments, and you go back and see these people have multiple pages on YouTube. Like I said, man, you should know them by their fruits, okay? You can tell a spirit by their spirit. So let's watch this white guy right here. Where's his eye going? Now, mind you, right, I'm going to tell you, I was in a movie theater one time, right? I was at Movie Code in Arundel Mills, and I was just sitting there waiting to go to the movies. And I kid you not, they made a whole family come out from the movie theaters, right? And the showing was early, so it wasn't like the movie was done. No, these showings had just started because I was on my way to the movies. I was waiting for this girl to get there, right? They literally made the family come out because they didn't know what I was doing, and their family left. They literally made them leave a movie that they had planned to see just because they couldn't have visual eyes on me. I was sitting behind like a van, this family van. That's what I'm saying. These people are controlled. It's pretty sick, man. It's pretty sick. Do you think they could make me and my wife and my kids, if I had that, leave? Fuck no. We about to stand here, eat this popcorn, watch this movie. Fuck nigga, fuck you. Number one, you couldn't even get in contact with me because you wouldn't be able to. You understand? That's the first things first. First things first, you wouldn't even be able to contact me. You would know that you couldn't even contact me to bother me with some petty pussy bullshit monkey shit like that. But I've seen it done. That's like I'm out of these people have no free will. I don't have free will. You don't have free will because you have to abide by the laws. So that's first and foremost. No one has free will because there's laws. So that's the first illusion of free will. There's no free will when you have to abide by a law that's mandated. You know what I mean? That hasn't progressed over times. Not the original context of the law. So that's why I'm in school. I made the dean's list. I have a 3.7 GPA. I mean, I don't like to toot my own horn, but I'm no dummy. Let's just put it like that. You know what I mean? I'm no dummy. I've tested above national averages in multiple things. I've made an honor roll multiple times in school. I'm no dummy. You understand? So that's why they weren't able to put me in a mental home. That's why they wouldn't be able to throw me away and lock the key, because I'm articulate. My vernacular is spectacular. And I'm able to, communicate my feelings and how I'm being oppressed in this manner. And if you know my career, which I've showed you my story, I've dealt with sales. So my life has been deal with sales. I've been an auto salesman for a majority of my career. So, and if it wasn't auto sales, it was, with DirecTV, et cetera, et cetera. So because of that, in sales, what does that mean? You have to have discernment. You have to have discernment, and you have to have attention to detail. These people lack that. These people are collective hive mind. The only attention to detail they have is the detail they're given. Okay, don't you understand that, right? The only detail they have is what they're given. They don't have any detail to them as an individual. They aren't an individual. Everything they do is a collective. That's why they have this Honda van, this Tiguan over here, this guy in this Tucson. I worked for Antwerp in Clarksville for 3 years. I sold Hondas for 3 years in Antwerp and Clarksville. And I sold one down here in Catesville, too, for a little bit. I could have sold him his Honda. Who knows? Depending on what year it is. So, yeah, 2015. What year is that? That looks like a 2015, 2016 to me. Maybe 2017. Yeah, so like I was saying, so because of my attention to detail, I'm able to see who I'm around. Like, I'm literally sitting here because I'm wasting their time. I don't know what I'm doing. I may go to my mom's house to get something to eat and then go home. I'm still going to get that done. These people will have to sit here like this guy in the Honda until I feel like leaving. And I know that. That's why when my neighbors try to leave with me in my house at the same time, I'll sit in my car and wait for them, and they'll be late for work, and they'll be pissed. And I work for myself, so I'm probably gonna get a 9 to 5, but it's just, they troll you so much, man. And when you work a 9 to 5 with these idiots, man, it's just hell. It's fucking hell. You want to beat the shit out of these guys every 10 seconds of the fucking day. You want to curb stomp these little fuckers. So that's why, you know what I mean? But with this coronavirus shit, I need to get the 9 to 5 while I can, because if they're going to be mandating the virus, I'm not going to be doing this shit. I'm going to be going back to 1099. And so that's why I'm like, I think on another note, right, I think that we all should try to consider taking advantage. I want to make another video called Playing the Game, because we're not going to ever sell out. Well, so hopefully not, but you can play the game. There's a game you can play. Shalom.